首先好多謝大家嚟呢一個討論會，咁就一陣間Lawrence講，我就有個填充翻譯，咁如果再見嘅時候咧，就會有第二個人翻譯。OK， so welcome all of you, welcome. So he will speak first, and then I will try to be a translator. If I cannot do so, someone will emerge. Okay. So, OK， 鼓下掌啊，哥。OK。
You can do your normal trick. Just shut me up. Tell me I've spoken for too long.
If it's going to be long, why
如果你覺得太長嘅時候咧，你就可以話俾佢聽，講得太長啦，咁就可以即係停一停。
Okay, I'm Vincent from CHINAWORKER.INFO. I'm a member of the Committee for Workers International. This is a socialist international organisation.
咁我係叫做Vincent， 咁我係呢一個中國工人網絡嘅，咁我係一個社會主義者，
If it says anything else on it, you have to cut that off the film. No, it's okay.
Okay.
So, I think the first thing in discussing the lessons of what happened in Beijing in 1989 and how relevant it is to Hong Kong today is to consider how amazing the turnout was on Friday.
咁就如果佢話 OK， 咁佢就話咧，如果大家想知道呢個六四嘅教訓，想知道點解同香港有關咧，咁你淨係知一樣就得嘅，睇下禮拜五幾多人去嗰個維園嘅燭光集會就知嘅。
And the Hong Kong police, and we know about their special skills in the field of maths, but even the Hong Kong police say this was the biggest vigil in Hong Kong in Victoria Park.
咁你大家都知道啦，呢、個警方就好叻㗎，就係話即係關於即係去估計呢個集會人數，但係即使係咁都好咧，佢哋都話咧係呢一個係最大嘅燭光晚會，即係香港最大嘅燭光晚會。
With around 150,000 according to the organisers, which is an incredible turnout.
咁根據主辦者講嘅就話15萬人去咗啦，咁呢個即係當然係一個即係冇得揮㗎啦，呢樣嘢係咪？即係咁樣咁多人嚟。
And it's undoubtedly not just the memory of what happened 21 years ago, the drowning in blood of the cream of the Chinese youth fighting for democratic rights and fighting against dictatorship, but it's also what's happened in Hong Kong this year that influenced the turnout.
咁其實呢個亦都唔係淨係話即係呢個當年嘅即係年青人嘅精英咧係點樣去爭取民主，而係咧就亦都係有關於咧今年即係呢個香港即係發生嘅嘢。
And I'm sure Longhill will go into it later when he speaks, but it's a backlash against Donald Chang's reform, about the almost comical Act Now campaign of the government, and it's also a backlash over the increasingly obvious police repression against democracy activists, which was symbolised by the Battle of the Statues.
咁呢個當然唔係淨係其實呢個係大家對於呢一個最近發生嘅反應啦，譬如間係搶神像啦，譬如間係呢一個就係曾蔭權出去做 show 啦，係咪做衰相啦？咁亦都係有關呢一個
警方嘅打壓警方嘅打壓嘅。
But it's very important that we don't just remember in the sense of honouring the dead, but particularly that we learn some of the most important lessons from the movement that took place in 1989.
咁我哋其實都唔係淨係沉湎於對死者致敬咧，其實即係最重要嘅就係 即係到底喺1989年發生嘅嘢，我哋有冇得到啲教訓咧？
Last year I co-authored this small book on the 20th anniversary, and there's many books on 1989, but with our ambition with this book was to bring out, firstly, the role the working class played, not just the students in the movement of 1989. The students were important, but the workers were also very important, and actually in the repression from 4th of June onwards, more workers were put in prison for long periods, and the repression was hardest on the workers.
咁其實去年咧，我都即係出版咗本好似呢本嘢啦，係咪？我真係冇嘢做中文嘅，應該有嘅。咁就呢本咁嘅細嘅書啦。咁其實喺20週年嘅時候咧，我哋出呢本書咧就係其實老實講其實有好多嘅書已經係講過啲嘢，不過我哋即係佢想講咧就係講即係工人階級喺呢一個6.4時期嘅貢獻。咁當然啦，學生做咗貢獻，咁工人階級做咗貢獻，其實佢嘅貢獻十分之重要。其實喺6.4鎮壓之後咧，好多工人咧都受到更加殘酷嘅鎮壓，佢哋係更多人被捕啦，同埋佢哋被判嘅即係監禁嘅時間咧，亦都係更多。
And as we bring out in the book, the workers organised or tried to organise a general strike in Beijing after the military attack began, and they partially did succeed in organising a general strike. And the call went up in other cities, but unfortunately by then it was too late, and the government was able to gain control of the situation.
You mean after the massacre?
Yeah, after the massacre.
咁咧其實咧就其實佢就話咧，根據佢嘅即係觀察咧，就其實好多工人咧都係想發動呢個總罷工嘅。咁只不過咧就係唔成功啦，因為喺個軍事即係嗰個6.4清場軍事鎮壓之後咧，呢個總罷工亦都曾經咧係有機會去到其他城市，但係因為太遲，所以咧就冇得到即係預期嘅效果。
And the second thing that we want to bring out is when people talk about the need to vindicate the student movement and the movement also of workers and other citizens in 1989, who are we asking to vindicate this particular movement?
咁其實佢話即係好多人都想係突出即係呢個學生運動同埋呢個其他嘅運動。咁其實我哋即係到底係應該點樣去睇呢個問題咧
Because we don't want the central government and the dictatorship. We're not asking them to give a decision to vindicate the movement. This is a government we want to resign.
其實我哋其實就唔會即係叫呢個中央政府去肯定呢啲咁嘅運動，因為其實呢個政府我哋就係希望佢快啲落台㗎嘛。
So we're saying yes, by all means vindicate, but we've got to vindicate the movement of 1989 by continuing the struggle, by being prepared to go to the streets and fight for democratic rights.
咁我哋當然係想平反呢個6.4嘅民運啦，係咪？咁但係即係大家即係知佢哋係唔會平反。其實最好嘅平反呢個6.4嘅事件嘅方法咧，就係我哋繼續係走上街頭咧，繼續從事嗰個鬥爭。
And the events in May and June of 1989 changed world history, even though the movement was defeated in China.
咁喺1989年5月同埋6月發生嘅嘢咧，其實係即係改變咗人類歷史。雖然間喺中國發生嘅嘢咧係失敗咗。
But paradoxically, what Deng Xiaoping and the dictatorship was able to get away with in China, similar regimes in Eastern Europe and in the Soviet Union were not able to get away with. Those regimes fell within the space of a few months of the action that was taken on the June the 4th in Beijing.
咁即係其實可能有時都係幾呢個嘲弄嘅，就係即係呢個鄧小平咧，佢班人咧就可以咧係即係逃脫咗呢個被推翻嘅命運。咁但係其實喺未來嘅即係喺當時 且之後嗰幾個月咧，東歐嘅政權就